Hello. Welcome to Metric Up. Today I'm going to give a lecture on how to write an investigation report. How to write an investigation report. As you can see on question 3, right? Question 3 is an investigation report whereby you are requested to write an investigation report in a memorandum format, right? So as you can see there that it the question has 30 marks. I mean to say it has 30 marks out of 100, out of 100. So it weighs it has a higher weight than other questions. So it is very important for you to understand and to know how to write an investigation report. Right? So I'm just gonna give you a lecture on how to write an investigation report. Right. So I'm going to read the question. I'm going to read the question here. Management wants further investigation on the matter of changing the smoking rules in the company. On 5 May 2020, the managing director instructed you to compile an investigation report on the prevalence and effects of smoking in the workplace. The report is expected by 16 May 2020. Right. So write the report in memorandum format using the following headlines. Right. So when you're writing a report, you're supposed to write it in a memo format, right? And then we are supposed to write under these headings: terms of reference, procedures, right? You need to indicate at least 3 procedures. You're supposed to um, write your findings under the conclusion and recommendation. You're supposed to give your recommendation on the effects, on the on the issue, right? Right. So the the report will be written as it's supposed to have two, a memorandum form has to, from, memorandum form, sometimes date, and the subject, the subject, right? So, two, we're going to write the name of the person who is requesting the investigation report, right? Like for example, here management wants further investigation on the matter of changing the smoking rules in the company. So on 5 May 2020, the managing director instructed. So we are writing the investigation report to the managing director. So we are going to write to managing director. You are writing it to the managing director, right? And then from, right, is the name of the person who is going to write the report, the name of the person and the surname of the person who is going to write the report, right? So name and surname, name and surname, and also the department where you work, the department where that person, which is you, right, where you work. And then the date, right, any date which is between the 5th to the 16th, because the report is supposed to be submitted by the 16th of May. So any date between the 5th to the 16th May, right, 2020, right. So the subject, right, here we are going to write an investigation report into in the prevalence and effects of smoking in the workplace. That's the subject. Investigation report on the prevalence and effects of smoking. So we are going to say an investigation report on the prevalence and effects of smoking. Right. So if you write like this, you're supposed to underline. You underline. You underline. Right. Oral. You write it like this in capital letters. An investigation report on the prevalence and effects of smoking. Prevalence and effects of smoking. Right. So that's how you write it, like when you write in capital letter, you don't need to underline, right? But if you write the other way, you are supposed to underline. You're supposed to underline. You're supposed to underline. Right. Right. And then you then write number one, which is terms of reference. Terms of reference. Terms of reference. Right. So on terms of reference, you're supposed to write one, the date of the instruction. The date of the instruction. When were you instructed to write the report? You're supposed also to write the source of the instruction, which is who requested you to write a report. The source of the instruction. For in this case, the managing director is the one who requested you to write the report. You're supposed to write also the position of the person who requested you to write a report. Right. The company name. You're also supposed to write the recipients. The recipient of the instruction, who's supposed to receive the what? The report. And also the instruction. What is the instruction? You were instructed to do what? For instance, here, you're supposed to do a what? Investigation report. To compile an investigation report, right? And the reason for investigation. The reason for investigation. You're supposed also to write the reason for investigation, right? And also when was the report finalized? Finalization of the report. For instance, in this scenario, you're supposed to say 16th of May, that's when the report is supposed to be finalized and sent. Right. So let's move on to number 2, which is the procedures. Procedures. Right. The procedures, right? So here you were requested to at least do 3 procedures. At least 3 procedures. So procedures, we are talking about method that you used to gather information. Method that you used to gather information, right? So information can be gathered through, you can conduct an interview. You can conduct an interview. Or you can design a questionnaire and distribute it. You can design a questionnaire and distribute it, right? Or you can also conduct meetings. You can also do focus groups, organize focus groups. Or you can use suggestion box as a method of what? Of gathering information. Suggestion boxes, right? Right. So that's what you can do. You can use interview as a procedure, or you design a questionnaire and distribute to participants, or you can conduct a meeting, focus group, or use suggestion boxes as a way of gathering information. So let's move on to number 3. Heading number 3, which is findings. Findings. Right. So here you are supposed to state the information that was gathered by individual methods identified above. If you decide to use interviews, you're supposed to state the findings. State the findings. State the findings. Right. What did you gather? Gathered by individual methods. What have you gathered? Mentioned above. Mentioned above. Right. For example, when you use questionnaire, meetings, and interview, you're supposed to give us information that you've gathered from interviews, from questionnaires, from also meetings, right? It depends on which method you used. And then let's go to heading number 4. Number 4, right? Number 4, right, which is a conclusion. Conclusion. Right. Here we are supposed to conclude. You're supposed to make a conclusive statement on your findings. You are supposed to make a conclusive statement on your findings. You make a conclusive statement based on your findings. What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? Right. So you're going to give a conclusive statement based on what you have found, what you have gathered. Right. So let's go to number 5. Number 5, which is a recommendation. Recommendation. Recommendations. So here you are supposed to suggest plans of action. You're supposed to suggest plans of action. You're supposed to suggest plans of action. Right. From the findings obtained. You're supposed to give a what? A plan of action. What are you going to do? What is your recommendation? What plan of action do you want to implement, right, in order to solve the problem? In order to solve the problem, what are the action or the plan of action that we are going to implement to solve the problem? So remember that in when you are required to investigate, it means there is already a problem that needs an investigation. So don't forget that investigation is whereby you are looking into a problem, looking for statistics so that you can be able to confirm the problem. And you conclude, you make recommendations on how to solve the problem. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe if you are here for the first time. Like and comment the videos. Have a good day.